All right, hockey. I started a little burp there. Got one right before the countdown was going. You missed it. All right. Anyway, Eastern Conference Finals time. Getting down to the wire. Game 1. Florida and New York. Rangers, specifically. On May 22nd, yesterday. I'm recording this Thursday morning, day after. Lovely morning so far. Maybe better lit because there's no sunlight harshly kicking that way. I don't know. Shadows might be worse. Who knows? I'll look at it later. Anyway, Florida, New York, Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1. Madison Square Garden in New York City, the city that never sleeps. Unlike the Rangers, who may have slept during some periods of this game. Spoilers. To say my notes for the first two periods are very sparse. Because near the end of the first period, with 3 minutes and 34 seconds remaining on the clock, Matthew Tkachuk, not Keith, I almost said Keith, because I just have Tkachuk in my notes, habits. I know, you would think, now you know Matthew and Brady, but still, you think Tkachuk brain, my 90s brain just goes to Keith. Anyway, just nice little snipe goal. I can't remember if there was traffic in front of the net, if Shesterkin saw it or not, but either way, 1-0 Florida after the first period. Second period, no goals. And pretty good hockey played all around. It does feel like it's starting to tilt in Florida's direction by the end of that second period, though. Not that New York's playing badly, per se. Like, the shots are fairly low, both sides. Florida's got an advantage there. Florida's getting more scoring opportunities, maybe better chances. There was a post hit in the first period from someone on the Rangers, I forget who. That was an example of, I'm going to reference a thing that no one's read watching this. Still exists online. I may repurpose it into a video, actually, in the off-season. Talking about goaltending and about hitting the posts or crossbar. Sometimes goaltenders earn those post hits just by playing aggressively and covering their angles well. They don't really got to do anything. That was the case here, because I know they just talked about during the first intermission of, that was New York's best scoring opportunity of the first period. I'm like, I guess, but that was just Bobrovsky playing good position. I like him. He plays aggressively at the top of his crease, which for his size doesn't have to necessarily, but he still does. And that's all that was. And then they made a note too during the broadcast, right after they're showing the replay of that post, that like Bobrovsky didn't even react. He didn't like, well, yeah, because he was solid on the angle. He knew he was good. Shot coming that way, there's either probably going wide, but happens to catch the outside of the post, bounce out, not a threat. He didn't react to it because it's going to be at best an outside post hit if it's close. So very good goaltending by Bobrovsky on a non-save, because that will not count as a shot on net because it's a post. I don't make the rules on how scores are or how the stats are kept, but anyway. So yeah, the first two periods, that's it. Still 1-0 Florida going into the third period. And it's looking like, Florida's game to lose. Obviously, New York's quite capable of coming back in games they're down in. We saw them do that against Carolina when they were down by quite a bit. And the Chris Kreider show took over. But not quite the same story tonight, or last night, I should say. This game I'm covering. Contemporaneously in the strands of time in a year or two, it'll all be relative. Anyway, at 11:11 remaining in the third period, there's an almost goal from Mackman Larson of Florida. It's challenged, goaltender interference, no goal. I've learned, not just from my own time doing this for the playoffs, but from having watched plenty of the Hockey Guys channel, don't write down a goal until after it's like for sure goal, and especially in cases like that where right out the whistle it looks like possible goaltender interference, I don't bother to write anything down. But in this case, though, I guess it was a few minutes later, so it wasn't quite there was something I was going to make note of in here that didn't go anywhere. My notes are a mess, don't worry about it. That's why you don't see them on camera on a whiteboard, because one, no one could read them but me, and two, they're pretty illogical. I have about the 7:15 mark. I really probably started around the 8-minute mark remaining in the period, in the third. The Rangers woke up finally to start playing better hockey. Again, they're playing good hockey. It was just a very defensive game, kind of back and forth. Good goaltending on both sides. I think both teams honestly played well-ish. Obviously, we saw in the third period for a good minute something there. New York had a lot of chances. I've written out like a flurry of chances. I know Bobrovsky came up with a huge save. There was one when Bobrovsky was down, sprawling out, and there was a shot from like the high slot, low point, McCarland, that hit the crossbar. So that one he didn't earn. That was, shooter just missed by game of inches. That would have tied it. And then, it was off of that rush of chances that when it goes the other way, what was it? Yeah, Florida takes the too many men in the ice penalty. So, power play for the Rangers, I believe. Yes, Florida's too many men in the ice. No goals, more chances. Bobrovsky's just solid, and Florida's defense is playing well. I don't have it in my notes. It was from the first or second period. They highlighted a play with Barkov since he just won the Selke, because that's how we're doing awards this year. I'll save that for a different video. Once all the awards are done, and we can talk about them. Barkov did win the Selke this year, and they showed why on a great play that he just broke up the pass on. Like coming back on the back check, just reached out, got the stick out there just in the lane to break up a pass that would have been a good scoring chance. Yeah. So then there was plenty of that going both ways. I just don't have 2-3 pages of notes every time there was a takeaway or a shot block or just a generally good defensive play by one team or the other. I don't have notes for all that because we'd be here all day. So we're already here long enough for my rambling. This should be under 10 minutes because we're near the end of the game. Kind of. With 3:48 remaining in the period, Verhaeghe from Florida gets a goal. Kind of wacky one because it's one of those things where I don't know if the puck got dumped in from center ice. I think it did. Either way, it gets played into not even the corner behind the goal line, but like next to the hash marks on the corner of the boards. Shesterkin comes out to play the puck there. It's a pretty risky move. And it he didn't misplay it. It's just there's still Rangers pressing. There's at least one man in the forecheck. I think the second one coming in. By the time Shesterkin's able, or no, there's not even a second one actually. Or there was late, very late. Because by the time Shesterkin's kind of back in crease and gets set, Verhaeghe goes to make that pass to that late man coming in from the boards because he, I think, kind of little battle for the puck, gets control of it, and goes to kind of make that pass. Hits Lafreniere hits Lafreniere is trying to defend that pass with his stick. Hits his stick, goes right past Shesterkin in the net. So a little bit of an own goal, sort of. Really, it was kind of a series of events of Shesterkin going to play that puck and the way that battle unfolded, and there were mistakes were made by multiple people, and Florida capitalized on those mistakes. So they now take a 2-0 lead, which at this point, with about 4 minutes left in the game, it's sort of feeling like the way things have been going. Well, maybe we did just see New York on a very long press get a couple of good scoring chances, just couldn't beat Bobrovsky or the size of the net. So, with 3:33 remaining in the third period, New York pulls Shesterkin for empty net. They do this with an offensive zone faceoff, by the way, so it wasn't a mid-rush pull. And I did argue last video about I don't like this whole advanced stats analytics thing about pulling the goalie really early. I think it's all very situational. And as I pointed out in the Vancouver-Edmonton Game 7, didn't really feel like Vancouver was playing well with the man advantage. So just leave Shilovs in that. Just trust the players. Play it 5-on-5 until you have to, like offensive zone face-off late in the period. This one I'm fine with because New York just showed they were playing. They had a pretty good power play, some good chances. Didn't score on it, but had good chances. They were playing pretty well with the man advantage on Florida. So, in this case, pulling Shesterkin then with the face-off in the zone, I'm fine with. Although, with 119, because, again, Florida gets more chances the Rangers, sorry. I misspoke, but I caught it. So the Rangers get more chances, but, Bobrovsky holds them off. And then with 119 left, Bennett puts it in the empty net for Florida to make it 3-0. And that would be the final. It's Bobrovsky's first shutout for the 2024 playoffs. 23 saves officially on the record. I would argue 24 because he earned that one post-it in the first period, but it is what it is. Game 2 on Friday, which is May 24th for the record. 8 o'clock start, 8 o'clock Eastern start on that one. And then tonight, of course, we will see Edmonton and Dallas, game 1 of their series, the Western Conference Finals, at 8:30 Eastern start. And I'll be back probably tomorrow, I'm assuming, because I honestly have kind of gotten into the nice habit of just watching the games in the morning on the replays. I can skip through all the commercial breaks. The only thing that spoils is if there's an overtime, then I can kind of see it coming in the length of the game. But I may adjust that as the playoffs go along. And once we get to the finals, I won't be doing live reactions unless we're at Game 7. Then that will change. Then we'll do a live stream for Game 7 because why not? If the finals go to a Game 7, the Stanley Cup Finals, that is. So in that rare event, then I'll do something in the moment. But we'll see. I kind of like the current format. It's working out pretty well for my schedule, so that's always a plus. But yeah, we'll see. Play it day to day, so it can always change. So either way, that's it for today with the hockey and the coverage of Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the thumbnail. I actually, because during the first intermission, I was starting to think about that because I have enjoyed, if I can find a really good moment or something that I just like, I'll just pull that. I won't pull a screenshot. That'd be professional. I do artistic things for my captures of capturing a moment from that game. And this one with Bobrovsky's helmet coming off in the first period, I'm like, that's a pretty cool visual. Because I know on the replay, when it's slowed down, there's at least a little bit there where he's still in full stance with the helmet off. I'm like, I got to use that for the thumbnail because that's. Look, I thought about making it black and white too, just with adding, make it look like old time hockey, but I shied away. I shied against that, at least for now. By the time this video is posted, maybe I change my mind. Who knows? But I suppose if there was a better camera angle that was a little tighter on Bobrovsky's face or something, or you could crop it from the shot stuff. So the modern padding per se, but just the jersey. But you look anyway. I'm rambling for minutes. It should have been under 10. Now we're nearly 13. Good job, Doug. Your future self will thank you, I think. I'm talking about ad revenue. Years from now. So I said future Doug. Yeah, alright. Peace.